afternoon, and welcome to the sideline of the showcase pitch. Coming at you, Paganello 2025, live and in your living rooms or wherever you might be watching. It is our pleasure to bring you this broadcast here at ULTI.TV. My name is Stefan Rapazzo, alongside Giovanni Santucci for the time being, and we might have Francis Dieterle joining us at some stage in the broadcast. This game remains in the women's division, and we have W.adies, W.adies, an Austrian-German outfit, taking on a little small club that you may well have heard of if you follow this sport, San Francisco Furie. And they've spelt it the Italian way, I see. I love to see them changing things up. The Furie. But San Francisco Furie, of course, one of the greatest teams of all time. And they are here putting their wares on display. I've just caught word that the lovely Santucci will not be joining us. He's going to get some time off. He's going to sharpen up and be ready for his next time on the mic. He's always ready, though, that boy. But we do have Francis Dieterle joining to bring you this action. Of course, a reminder, we've got W.adies, W.adies taking on San Francisco Furie. Francis, how you doing?
Doing great. How about you, Steph?
Well, yeah, you're just fresh off a game. Thanks for joining us. We love the guest comms coming straight from their games. How was your last game before we get into this one?
It was actually pretty good. We almost forced the universe before I decided to turn it over 2 times. So
wow.
I took the decision into hand, and I think I made the wrong one, but it was mine.
All right, you owned it. You owned that decision. Wrong or right, it was Francis's. Well, here we go. San Francisco Furie. The disc goes out the back. That is World Games USA player Carolyn Finney off to pick it up. She had a sensational run through last year's US Nationals. Finney on the disc. Sends low and bounces off the hands immediately. And it is a very quick turnover. Picked up and played now by W.adies. Just inside of the poach. Can they break quick and early against Furie? They would love to. I mean, who wouldn't? Ronald throws high, and it's taken back, and Furie will go again.
Those throws look kind of appetizing in the wind, but it just slowed the disc down enough for the Furie defender to get in the way.
So Furie calling players this way and that. Bree Kahn goes to Maggie Rudin. Now Finney up the center of the field, gets a connection there. Oh, the offhand, Finney does materialize and finds for the goal. And Furie do get the first point of the game. It is a dirty hold, but they are on the board.
And that is classic San Francisco offense. You can see the great spacing between them, and of course you've got tons of experienced throwers with the wind. That Bay Area, you get a lot of wind coming off of it, and really, really good players coming out of there. Steph, what do we know about W.adies? I see a couple of Wunder-Team shorts, so is it Austria?
Yeah, I believe it's Austria. We did have little time to get our pre-game chat in. It came at us hot and heavy, but I see a Rapotnik on there. I see Schmeiser. Looks very Austrian. I'm thinking Coach Rapotnik of one-time forward and Big Easy fame.
Yeah, Wunder team normally mixed, but it looks like they've got some their women's side representing right here.
So, Wunder team moved it to about 1/3 up the field before they gave this one away. And the around throw is an absolute humdinger and hits on the money. I believe that's Lou on the assist.
Lou on the assist to Shayla Harris.
Ah, yes.
Harris, I think, coming out of one of those Stanford teams in the mid-10s. Very big receiver. Somebody who I've always been impressed with, especially in that World's Final a couple of years ago. a few years ago. She, I thought, played an excellent game.
A consummate contributor everywhere, plays the big game exceptionally well, eats up a lot of space, has a very impressive receiving window, and can box out and take space in many different ways.
Now, an interesting decision. Did Furie decide to go on offense going upwind? That wouldn't surprise me too much.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me too much either. There's a big shot sent downfield and picked up for the goal, the improbable, but done. They use the wind at their back and hold on their first crack at the can.
Good on Wunderteam or W.adies? W.adies?
Let's go with W.adies.
Okay, W.adies. Good on W.adies for the read right there. You can see that the backhand just goes up and sort of fades back down. That inside-out backhand is hard to throw with the wind coming in your direction. You can see that it comes off right here, and then it just tails back. The inside-out backhand is normally not the edge that you want to put on that, but good on the receiver to box out and read it. Here we get one last look at it. She turns her hips at exactly the right moment, just catches it right around the ankles. Speaking of big hit boxes.
That's it. Sent Harris to Howard. Up to Rudin, and she puts a biggie. Lands on the money loop. And turn around, little fake to open Howard up, and finds her a half a second later for the goal.
Clinical from Furie. There's not much that you can say about that other than they read the wind very, very well, and the throw was nicely adapted to it. Just bladed over the defense exactly to the spot that the thrower wanted it to go to.
Yeah, all quick movement there until Rudin really took it upon herself to open the field up. As you said, all the throws were spot on, especially the big that took up most of those yards and made it a very easy finish for Furie. I like saying Furie.
Furie?
The Italian, well, it's spelled with an IE here.
Furie.
Furie.
We'll see what Furie
W.adies
comes up.
is Wunderteam's women's team. There we go. Wunderteam. And good morning, Johnny Wentworth. Good to see you in the chats as always. That is a big old D. Finney with a big backhand fake. And then what a window to find. Oh, but just overshoots it by, well, not very much. A small measure there beyond the intent. W.adies wind up and send, but not enough on it.
Yeah, it looks like Wunderteam's having a hard time both reading the Furie defense and the wind. That block in the lane was, I could feel my teeth shaking from here.
Hangs one up. Does land it. That one to Maru Panda. Back and forth with McQuaid, Harris, and in to Skittles. McKinley McQuaid with the goal, and Furie start putting some chalk marks on that scoreboard now, and that's a break.
Great assist from Harris. Just really good fundamentals to pivot out, see that the mark is overstretched, move up a little bit, and then pivot out just a little bit further to get that extra space to throw the around backhand. And here we get another look at that block. Oh, man, that hurts.
Yeah, just sacrifice the body. Love to see it, though. Love to see it. Scottsy.
Here we'll see what Wunderteam's going to do on a down or on a upwind offense. Stack is spaced really far. It's not a lot of movement upfield. Beach, it's really important to keep the disc moving, and I think Wunderteam could find some success doing that.
Big one goes. That's getting a whole bunch of wind interaction there, and it does fall away. Picked up by Furie. Harris. Full spin pivot, then the offhand. That will work. It just gets off to Yang. And Yang centralized. And just too easy from there. Harris to Howard, both very wide open.
Is Harris playing offhand this game? I don't think I've seen her. I've seen her throw one righty backhand, but I think that's it.
I'm not sure it's intentional. Could it be like the Larry Bird left-handed game?
I was thinking exactly the same thing. You know what? I need a little bit more
challenge
work.
here, yes. This is not challenging enough. I'm going to try with my left hand. No, that's not the case. No disrespect. We're making things up here. But she did get some nice play with the offhand there.
So, Steph, you've seen a bunch of games. What are we going to check out today? What do we got coming up?
Listen, we got the games coming up are going to be coming in as we get scores now. So we will wait and see as the scores. We do know the next game is Fam Jam against Gremila, underneath Beachbound Knights taking on Coda Bronx, and then we wait for scores. Tops of pools will come in for the last two of the day, and we'll see exactly how those go. Kick to the sides. Sent upfield, gets one there, the toe drag. Posh sends a little bit too high there. Just off the mark, and that's gonna help Furie as they get going. Harris, Finney is off and running, and I mean really running. She thought about the long jump, said, no, I'm just gonna make sure about this completion, and then shovels it in. Still not in now, right back at him. And they're just having a good old time out there, one pass at a time.
Woo, mama. I love to see Finney play for exactly that reason. She really takes charge of the offense on that fast break. And even though she's a handler, you can see that she just needed to create space behind the disc, and so she busts downfield. She gets served. And then those little spaces that she's able to create with her teammates, it's something that I really envy.
Yeah, you got it spot on, and a worthy bit of appreciation there for Finney, one of the best to do it. Of course, a member of the World Games team, as mentioned, so I've got her circled and scouted for London invite when Team USA World Games will lose to the Tokai Super Team twice.
Not once, but twice.
If they put them in our pool, which I'm hoping they do. Anyhow, back to the game. I'll stop my smack talk for just a moment.
Toot that horn a little louder.
Yeah. And W.adies. Oh, that's a great throw into space. Nice pickup there. Strong hands on that take. Continued movement. Well done here by the W.adies. Into the backfield. Popped over top. Nice take again. This time Raputnik. Put forward. They are staying patient. They're going to need to. Oh, and it does slip through the hands of Lenger.
And a little bit of twister right there, but everybody is getting up fine.
Lenegard, I think. Pick up in the around. Lead throw. That goes to Khan. And bing bang, back and forth they go. Khan gets the goal. And that's a pretty easy break for Furie. After some hard work, I know, by W.adies. I thought they were as patient as we've seen them. They'd worked so hard. But one error, and Furie does really make you pay.
I'm going to say something controversial and possibly stupid, but I'm going to go for it anyway.
Let's hear it.
I think that when you're facing a team that you know you're mismatched against, and I think that actually W.adies was doing a very good job. I think that patience is one of the last things that you need, actually. I think that it's good to, there are two keys, in my opinion, to creating upsets against teams where you're mismatched, which is one, keep the disc moving, and two, take risky shots, because especially teams like Furie who are used to playing vanilla, sort of hard-nosed, no under defense, taking those calculated risks can actually turn out in your favor sometimes.
Yeah, I don't hate what you say there. I think there's some validity to that, to be able to score against a team like this. Like, sure, sometimes you got to find patience to find some rhythm, but if you have given up on rhythm, let's say, and said, okay, we're not going to get it, they win too many matchups, they've got more speed, more height, more whatever, then sure, I like to keep the disc moving and take some calculated shots. Let's see how they play it out. Still, no matter what we prescribe, easier said than done always. Here's the under. First one was well marked. And W.adies moving it around in their end zone. Up the line, nice completion there. Kadabazek, and then sent deep. It's hanging and does slip through the thumbs. She did wait out Harris reasonably well there and then let it go through.
That was a good risk, though.
Oh, big layout there to keep that alive by Lou. And then sent by Harris to Howard. Those two have connected on a couple of occasions now, and that is just one more to the tally sheet. Putting a snowman on the board, that should make it halftime.
I think they already had halftime, actually. They switched fields before.
Yeah, sorry. That is, yeah, you're right. 7 is half.
But I like the shot from W.adies. I thought that was exactly the sort of risk that they should have taken. They had a taller receiver who didn't necessarily have position, but she had the disc in her hands. So, a small victory.
Small victory. Shot taken. Getting some of our aerial footage here. Great to get these multi-angle shots. See it unfold in so many different ways.
Yeah, you can see that Furie and transition are just very difficult to stop. W.adies have a hard time closing off all of the angles, getting their defense settled.
Carolyn Finney on the pull. And it's coming near our commentary booth. Not quite.
So, Steph, who's at the top of this women's division other than Furie?
Well, I mean, Whoop were last year's champions, and they looked very good in day one, or in game one, which was their second game, but game one on the showcase. And I mean, Terena Chuf Chuf, the local team will be good. Worldwide Women, or Wild Women, Wild Women are pretty good. They'll have a chance in this. There's a shot, and Finney has a laugh. She's not happy with herself, but falls over in the pivot a little bit and misses by just enough.
Good job on W.adies. That is hopefully the type of shot that they were forcing.
W.adies from their own end. Roll. Goes high and gonna give a short field. Finney racing to the disc. Now showing some patience, and they're finding the seam in for the goal. Furie do it again, that's 9.
Near Callahan on that swing pass.
So yeah, the women's division, I'd say there are 4 that have a very strong chance of winning it. I really think it is Furie and Whoop that are head and shoulders above most others, but we'll see as this tournament progresses. There's always surprises. Last year, the Golden Buffalo was the surprise to me. They were obviously a very good team. Once you saw them, it's like, why is this a surprise? It shouldn't be. They're very good. But there's going to be teams like that every year. There's so many good teams now. The division fills up with talent more and more at Paganello. And you just never can pick them. But I mean, yeah, you can pick them a little bit like I just did. Furie and Whoop are going to be in the final. Let's see if I've got this sorted out or not. Here come W.adies trying to work it up. to the midfield, just about there. And sent a floater and got a big gainer out of it. Into the dump space. Karabazek, and then sent forward and turned over 5 meters away from their own end zone. Harris sends a big one, and that one looks like it's in the sand.
It's a right-handed turnover.
Right, I should have stayed left. Sent deep, and Harris is gonna get that one back. Nice pickup there. Strong take by Cardenas. And just in front of the end zone and squeaks it to Rudin, finds the slightest of openings and materializes that opening into a goal.
Maggie Rudin picking Wade's pocket right there. She just jumped right in front of the defense.
Certainly did. And we're gonna take a short break here. We'll be right back with more action after this.
Got my fingers on the post, avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go.
Back into play, Carolyn Finney on the pull. Sent down W.adies with their hands full here, but they're still playing, they're still fighting. Bang! Hot, fiery backhand, but goes beyond the mark. That one came out of Laura Posh. And I did really like the shape of that throw, the mechanics on that throw, but it did not connect, and Furie will go again.
Yeah, especially going downwind on beach, sometimes you need to drag your cut even further deep than you think that you could possibly throw. On a grass field, that probably wouldn't come off that late, but on beach, you can probably keep going.
Inside throw, Skittles to the far sideline, now inside. Thrown into KJ. Johnson goes around, gets Finney. Finney fires up the line, and McQuaid there for the goal. McKinley McQuaid, affectionately known as Skittles, with the goal.
And you can just see Furie's movement on that point is really hard to stop. They've always got somebody threatening something and then filling in the space behind it. We'll take another look at their fast break once they pierce through that first area of the zone, and then that nice throw down the line. Very good work from Furie to deal in those small spaces. Sometimes, I gotta admit, it's really nerve-wracking to throw something close to the line, but you can see the quality of these throwers.
So at 11-1, as far as getting a tight game, a great game out of this one, maybe not, but this is still the showcase of some of the great teams here early in the tournament. Great to see this talent on the Italian sands here. And you know what, this great experience and opportunity for W.adies. They may not be right in this one or anything like that, but a chance to play against some of the greats, the people you see on TV doing a whole bunch of winning, are now right here in Europe at Paganello, and playing against some teams that may never get a chance to play Furie again.
Absolutely.
They may, but maybe not.
Maybe not. And it's, as you said, even just scoring 1 point on a team of this caliber is a victory in itself. They've produced some good offense and some less good offense.
There was the less good, yes. Howard on the pickup. Howard dumped to Harris. Those two have played exceptionally well together. Sends it around. Maru and Another goal for Furie. That one gets through. I think it's Brie Khan with the goal. Happens so quickly. 12-1, they're on game point. Furie looking to make relatively quick work of this one. W.adies still here, still going.
Great manipulation of the mark, and once again, it's one of those tight, down-the-line throws.
Love having Rapotnik in the chats. That must be your sister out there. But number 28, Laura Posh, who I said that I loved the mechanics of her backhand throw. Well, no surprise, she is a Austrian national champion disc golfer. As Guns N' Roses, Paradise City, blast through the airwaves of Rimini, Slash and Axel together again. No, they're not. But a classic being blasted. Here come the W.adies. Will G and F and R help the W.adies find their way into the end zone? Posh with the disc. Looks to lead, looks to go around, fires up the middle. Nice shot. Now to the far sideline, and no, they're still sending bodies flying. They don't know how to do it any other way, Furie. And they get away with one there, as we do get a little Bonanza theme song here. Yang to Finney. Finney sees the open McQuaid, hangs one up, waits, collects. The troops will arrive. Johnson isolates and then wants to go the other way. A whole oh, and it is, I was gonna say, is that a straight block? I didn't think so.
Well, there's never a bad time to throw a Scuba, Steph, and I think now is the time.
Scuba would work like a charm. Let's see if they agree. Yang, Rudin fires into the corner. Finney is at the back of the end zone, and a touchdown goal for Furie. They finish this one off 13-1, disposing of W.adies. Again, a great fight, a great experience for W.adies, and a great showcase performance by one of the best teams in the world, San Francisco Furie.
I don't have much more to add. That was clinical from Furie, just showcasing their dominance in the wind, their throws, and their ability to space out the disc. Props to the W.adies. They had some very good plays. Posh especially, I thought, had some excellent break mark throws.
It was spot on there, Francis. Another great game in the books here. Make sure you stay tuned. We will be moving into the loose mixed division next. The first time we will have loose mixed featured here on ULTI.TV for this tournament thus far, and it will be Fam Jam taking on Gremilla next, so make sure you're here for it as our honky-tonk music keeps blasting through your ear holes. For Francis Dieterle, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thank you so much for joining us. We will catch you next time.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
Under pressure, sweaty palms ain't making it much better. Something about you